In this video, we will try to break Pythagoras' theorem. But before we break it, let's find out what it's all about. So what Pythagoras' theorem says is that for some very special triangles, like this one, which is some very special triangles called right angle triangles, then the square of the longest number, which is the side length opposite the right angle, here we have 25, is equal to the squares of 3 added to the square of 4. 3 squared and 4 squared, 9 and 16. Okay? So let's try and break it. So here we have it again. For all right angle triangles, the square of the so-called hypotenuse, which is this red length here, is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. And we have a 90-degree angle here. Ignore this. Okay. So here's our calculation. Okay. You square the red line length, which is 5, you get 25. You square 3, and you square 4. Ignore this because it's 0 at the moment. And you also get 25. Okay, so you can, that way of using a square root, you can find that the length of A is 5. Well, to break it, we're going to change the angle at C. So let's begin by making the angle much smaller, and tell me when you look at this, what do you see is happening to A? What's happening it now as I do those changes of changing the angle to a smaller acute angle? Correct, it's getting smaller. Okay, and now let's bring it back up to 90. Now what happens as I go to an obtuse triangle? What's happening A compared to where it was at a length of 5 just here? Now you mightn't notice anything until I go quite a long way off. Would you agree that that length there is longer? That red length is much longer than it was. And now it's much shorter than it was. Okay. So Pythagoras' rule only works for right angle triangles. You have to square the length of the long side, which is opposite the right angle, and you get the sum, the addition of the square of the other two. Okay. But that's fantastic for measuring the distance between points on the coordinated plane, which is really what this is connected to. See you in the next one.